Let's do it.
All right, so let's see. I'd like to know about bending. I understand the concept, but I don't understand in which areas would it be proper to bend up or down. I'm just finding it difficult when I bend a string that is never in the right place. I know to bend it up to the right pitch, but when do I do it? Is there a pattern for that? So
Yeah,
you understand?
that's a good question. That's a good question. So I have three parts to the answer, and I'll try to remember all of them. One is, when should you bend? Whenever you want to. Now, yes, you might say, well, that's why I'm asking, because I don't know when I want to bend. Well, bending is just a mechanism, is just a vehicle to get a particular sound. Instead of playing just one note and then maybe playing, let's say, one note and then playing another note, or instead of sliding like that, it's just another way of getting to a different pitch. So it's just a different sound. If you like the sound of bending, try to bend more, or try to bend whenever you feel like you want to hear the sound of a bend. What I would suggest is watching guitar players. Let's say go to YouTube, watch somebody play blues. Blues is a very bend heavy style of music. Go watch B.B. King or Albert King or anything like that, and just watch them and listen to when they bend. What does it sound like? When do they do it? When do I like it? It really comes down to what you like. What do you like to hear? If you want to hear a bend, then that's when you should bend. Now here come the other two parts. How do you know how far to bend? And then also, when do you know when to bend up or when to bend down? When to bend up or when to bend down is a very simple guideline, if you will. For the lower three strings, the high three strings, if you're on this half of your fretboard, bend up. If you're on this part of your fretboard with these three strings, the E string, A string, D string, then bend down. The general rule is that you always want to bend toward the center of your neck. So if I'm down here, I'm going to bend up. If I'm up here, I'm going to bend down. That's really simple, right? The other part that people don't really connect with bends is that whenever we play music, we want to play certain pitches, meaning we want to play certain notes, because certain notes are right and certain notes don't sound very good. Certain notes are considered wrong. If I want to play one note, like this note right here, can you hear this, Brock?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to play one note and then I want to play a bend, well, the question most people don't ask themselves is, well, how far up do I want to bend? And more specifically, what note do I want to hear when I bend? So what we need to determine is, do I want to hear from this note? Do I want to hear this note? In that case, I would practice bending from this note to this note. I would try to match. I would play this note first, then I would try to go back to this note and bend up to the same note that I just played. Like that. And you practice it. Or am I trying to bend all the way up to this note? So I do the same thing. I play this note first, then I come back down here to where I'm bending, and I try to bend up to the note. So I missed it there. I also have headphones and there's no guitar plugged in. It's hard to hear this, but there it is. It's a little harder. It's a little higher. I have to bend a lot higher or a lot more to get to that note. There you go. Now I'm hitting it. So that's how you would practice that. So just to recap, bend whenever you want to hear the sound of a bend. Always bend toward the center of the neck, or never say always. In general, bend toward the center of the neck. So if you're on this side, bend up. If you're on this side, bend down. And then practice bending up or bending your pitch up to a particular note. That's it.
All right. Even though I managed to learn the melody, the right notes, and the technique, slide bends, hammer-ons, pull-offs, etc., I seem to be hitting a wall. When I get back every morning to execute the solos, I keep making mistakes, parts that the day before I thought I had mastered. My question is, what am I doing wrong? I'm saying to myself that maybe I'm trying to do stuff which at this point is over my level.
It's not that it's over your level. You can get to the level. It's that you're trying to do too much at one time in one session. So for example, let me take a whole song. If this is the play button and this is the end of the song, most people, just because this is how we listen to music, right? We try to play the guitar, we try to play music the way we listen to it, and it doesn't work that way. So most people start at the play button and they try to learn a whole song and play all the chords and play all the parts until they get to the end. And what they find is they can't do it. Everything falls apart. They can't remember all the parts. They can't keep up. They can't whatever. That's because they're biting off too much. They're biting off more than they can chew. What you want to do is, here's the play button, here's the end of the song. What you want to do is just bite off a little section. Just learn the first chord progression. Just learn the first few chords. If you can't do the first chord progression, learn the first two chords, or learn the first chord, or learn the rhythm. the thing is, you want to learn something small. In this question, I'm not sure everything that you're trying to practice, but do less. You actually will go faster. You're going to make more progress. Ironically, you're going to make a lot more progress a lot faster by doing less, meaning biting off less at a time and repeating that one thing over and over and over and over again, rather than starting at the play button and trying to go all the way to the end of the song and you never really get it. You're going to you could do that for years and years and still never really get the whole song. It's a heck of a lot faster if you just bite off one little piece and chew on it until you can swallow it. Till the next day, you can wake back up and your fingers just kind of remember what you were doing. That's how you know you're biting off the right amount.